Yo. Once again, a little late in making this video for yesterday. Apparently, my camera can't handle a little sunlight. It's not actually that bright in here, but I guess when the sun is shining, the exposure on this camera is too high. I couldn't find a way to change it, so I just have to assume that I'm currently basking in the glory of heaven. So yesterday I didn't get around to too much. I finished just some technical setup for the level 7 for Act 2 prototype that I was building. And I just set up all the rooms individually, and I began putting in the enemies and stuff, but didn't get around to finishing that. For the first time in quite a while, it was like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock last night, and I could not keep my eyes open. I don't know if it's like my body just can no longer handle the multiple all-nighters and falling asleep at 8 in the morning and crazy shit that I've been doing. Not because I was working so hard, on the contrary. Just playing games and other stupid stuff like that. And anyway, so I have very recently broken out of all of that, and I guess now my body is resetting its timer. And it was nice for once to go to bed at a somewhat reasonable hour and get some decent sleep. That's why I didn't make the video either. But yeah, something about that kind of triggered me into doing a broader overview of how I've been feeling about things and thinking about things recently. So, I've really come to believe that a lot of my recent troubles really did come down to being fixated on whether or not I'm willing to make the sacrifices that I need to accomplish what I want to accomplish. And I know that I'm willing to do so. I don't think there's even really a question of it. It's just a combination of still at the same time not really wanting to, on the one hand, and on the other hand, I think having some insecurity about my capability of doing it. It's not just about sacrificing things, it's about staying consistent as a person. And, well, in case it's not obvious, I've just had such a hard time of not going through cycles of breaking away from the kind of lifestyle I need to lead and indulging in all kinds of time wasting bullshit. So it made me wonder, am I doomed to be following in this path of trying to be this better person, but never quite really being able to be that, and forever being stuck in a repetitive cycle, which then proceeds to make me feel bad about myself? And the idea of that is pretty scary. But I don't know. I kind of feel over it now. uh, I could, of course, just be saying this once again for the 100 billionth, quadrillionth time. And next week I find myself back in the same position again. But I really don't think so this time. I don't know, something about this feels different. It's like I'm tired of not being what I want to be, and just letting it happen, if that makes sense. So I was gonna go out. Actually, first I'm gonna hit the gym today, but after that, I was gonna go out for a walk before I get back to work and meditate on all this a little. Because I was thinking a lot about how this all started for me. Like, when did I first start to feel this way as a person? Was it ever since I was a little kid? Well, I've thought it over about whether or not it got to the point of me even questioning, like, it's the thing that I mentioned before where I've always had a conviction that this is what I meant to do with my life, but then recently it was the first time that made me stop and question this conviction. And not that it defeated it. I still stand by it. I can't shake that feeling. But I thought long and hard about what it would be like to just give up and live an ordinary life. But I just know that no matter what, I wouldn't be happy. So I guess regardless of anything else, it doesn't really matter. Also, I had this weird thought of, if there was somebody literally holding a gun to my head at all hours of the day, forcing me to have to live my life the way I think I'm supposed to live my life, would I then be able to do it? And I think the answer is absolutely yes, I would. So maybe I'll just spend the rest of my life imagining that there's a guy holding a gun to my head at all times. That should work. Yeah. So on that note, I'm not gonna lie, I've also been reconsidering doing these videos at this point, because first, I feel as though they are a little contradictory. I'm not a fan, I've never been a fan of exploiting your personal life for publicity or social media stuff. And I felt like in the past, there were a few videos I made where I started to get, I'm not sure I ever really crossed my line, but where I think I may have gotten too close for comfort. And when it comes to making these videos too, which are probably the most personal ones I made, I mean, I did go out of my way to not try to play the algorithm or title it in some way or whatever, to even try to make them popular at all. I mean, I only ever got like 30 views and I left it at that. And I did that on purpose because I didn't want to feel like I was exploiting my life for that purpose. And I felt, and not just exploiting my personal life, but also not, like, it gave me a place to be able to talk about things that might seem controversial without feeling like I'm trying to bait people into clicking on a video or something like that. But if these videos truly were just for me, I wouldn't have posted them at all. I would keep it in my own private collection. I mean, for a while, I've had my own journal that I wrote in, which I haven't in a long time, in part because I was making these videos. But yeah, it's kind of silly because if it's truly personal, then I wouldn't share it with anyone at all. So there's always going to be an element there of publicity seeking, even if I'm not putting great effort into it. And I would be lying if I said that that wasn't also always sitting in the back of my head whenever I make these videos. And also, I'm not going to lie, throughout the day, oftentimes I'm thinking about what I'm going to be saying in these videos before I go and make them. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about that either. It kind of annoys me that I'm often thinking in terms of how I'm going to present myself to other people, even though hardly anyone watches these videos. So, in this project of trying to be true to myself and thinking about what does the ideal version of me do, I don't think I make these kinds of videos, and I don't think I talk about myself at all anymore. I think I stick to making more effort for videos once in a while. Somewhat in the vein of what I used to do originally on here, but in a different style. Probably less of the ridiculous comedy stuff and something a little more thoughtful. But nonetheless, something more in that vein. And perhaps as an outlet for sometimes the thoughts that I have unrelated to making games, I could just make completely separate videos for that purpose, and then I don't have to, I don't know, be trying to hide behind anything. I don't have to make it too personal or anything like that either. I know it's, well, I'm sure a little more disappointing for myself than anyone else of not making like 300 of these videos, because that would have been amusing, but I think I had a good run of it. And I am someone who changes his mind a lot too, in case that's not obvious. There are some things that I'll stick to no matter what, such as the development and completion of this game and of my future projects, but when it comes to these videos and other things that are not really the core point per se of what I'm doing, everything is subject to change. Now, I haven't 100,000% made up my mind about this yet. I'll still be making these videos for now. I was thinking probably at least up until I completely finish the prototyping for Act 2. Since I'm already getting close to the end here, there's only one more gameplay level after this one, and then the boss fight, and that's it. So pretty excited about that. I also do need to make a trailer and some content and stuff soon for this Latin America Indie Award that's due on November 10th, so that's coming up as well. But yeah, I've got a lot to think about, figure out how I shall move forward here. Yeah, I think I'm ready for a new stage here. A new stage of life. And I guess I'll see you again tonight or tomorrow morning. Either way. Peace.